Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish, back again this week with more Titan Quest. So, we have finished Chapter 1 of the game. Greece is now behind us, literally, considering the way that we're facing, and we are here in Egypt, having just arrived after conquering Megalasius the Telkine. That's our first Titan down, but only the beginning of our Titan quest. So, we're going to start out here in Egypt by meeting Imhotep. This is the Order of Prometheus sage that we were sent here to find, who supposedly knows more about the conduit, the artifact that the Telkine destroyed, which connects the mortal realm to the realm of the gods, than anybody else, and he's going to help us fix it or find a solution. Let's see what he has to say.
Traveler, I am Imhotep. Honorable Phaedrus has praised your accomplishments and sent word of your coming. Even the heroes of legend might have met their match in a Telkine, yet you have stood triumphant where others would have failed. Greece is not the only land plagued with monsters and other unnatural creatures. Egypt is also in chaos. The pharaoh has fled their palace and is now in hiding. Entire armies cannot stop the monsters. Without the gods, our cause is lost. Death and slavery are our only future. I know a way we can contact the godly realm, even though the conduit was destroyed. There is an ancient invocation ceremony that might allow us to summon the gods. You must go to the great library of Rekotis and locate the scroll of invocation. I must warn you to use caution, as monsters have broken into the archives. I cannot aid you in this task, for I am no warrior. I have pressing business in Sais. Once you have obtained the scroll, bring it to me there. I will be in the temple of Ptah. All our hopes rest with you now.
Well, so I have to say that when I first met him on my initial playthrough of the game, I found Imhotep very suspect because, first of all, the voice, then he's sort of a bent old, reedy guy, and then two, I feel like popular culture has just kind of predisposed us to mistrust people named Imhotep thanks to movies like The Mummy. And they usually turn out to be bad news, but I promise here he is actually on the up and up. No worries there. So, if you missed our previous stream, I should also point out that we have a couple of items that need to go in the caravan, actually, that we picked up, which are pretty great. But we also ended the last episode by constructing the Star Heart, our first artifact. So this is a huge boost. You can see over here on the right of the character screen, there we go, that it adds like 20% to our damage, which is pretty great. Now, we may go through other artifacts later, of course. There may be some that are better suited to us, but since we had the stuff to make that one, we went ahead.
Careful where you put everything.
I'm going to go ahead and go do this. I'd like to have the Pale Moon, maybe, or a couple of these others, like Death Rattle is really good. Death Rattle's a great one, especially because it inflicts additional just flat damage and poison damage and increases our attack speed. And since we're dual wielding and using Warfare, that's a great bonus. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we still have to have spectral matter for that, just like we have to have something for each of these. But in the meantime, I am not turning my nose up at having the Star Heart.
So long.
A free buff of any kind is still a free buff, so... Okay, we've got our enchanter here, our weapon shop. And just like in Greece, there are going to be, other NPCs we can speak with. There's going to be storytellers who will tell us about legends of Egypt, which is great. We'll give an autosave here at the fountain. But that's not really what we're here for. I want to encourage y'all to play the game on your own. And that way you can hear that stuff and enjoy the wonderful tellings of the legends that they have in this game, because the voice acting, as we've seen, is for the most part pretty solid. There are one or two characters that I think we all agree are either a little too silly, some of the shopkeepers, or they might even sound kind of obnoxious. Some of the caravan masters are like that. But overall, I really love the voice acting in this game. Excuse you. There we go. And we'll actually see people, like getting chased by, see, like right there. I love they just race by with their arms over their head, shrieking. Or you got like this guy who's just losing his mind. And before we get too far away, I'm actually going to go over here and go through this other gate, because I always head straight into the slums. There we go. Okay, it is blocked. So I forget to check that, because there is a place in this level where, the gates kind of like wrap around and form a circle. And you get to come back into the city through a very different direction. I'm always worried I've missed that. Oh, straight into the well. No, that's the water supply. I'm gonna have to fish him out of there. This game is not kind to public infrastructure. Giant scorpions. I don't know if anybody's really bothered by scorpions unless they're also just bothered by, like, bugs in general. So I'm not going to probably put a trigger warning on the YouTube upload for that the way that I do for spiders, because sometimes it's just something with too many legs that bothers people, but a lot of folks are bothered by spiders specifically, and for whatever reason, I guess, not by other insects or arachnids. So if I should do differently, you'll just have to tweet at me or comment on Facebook. Let me know on Pillow Fort or in the comments under the YouTube video when I upload this tomorrow, and let me know if you are bothered by scorpions. Ooh, Shrine of Mastery. Nice. We love that. Yeah, they don't really have... Ooh, there we go. They don't really have, like, crows and things here in Egypt the same way that they do in Greece. We're going to see a lot of palette swaps. We're going to see monsters taking the place of stuff that is familiar or has become familiar. So those are going to be the replacement for, like, the carrion birds will be those vultures and similar. Spiders are mostly replaced here by scorpions, of course, you can already tell. Hyena men are the new satyrs. Ooh, giant scorpion. Well, colossal scorpion. I guess giant is still an appropriate descriptor. For some reason, I don't know why, I mean, obviously just a developer choice, but scorpions are a lot better about dropping venom sacs than spiders are. It may be because, people know that spiders are venomous, but when you think of a scorpion, the first thing most people think of is that stinging tail. So it just could be because of that. Either way, I'm not complaining, because we need venom sacs just like we need everything else. Okay, that should take care of this area. Head on back down here. Think this leads out to a cave, I believe. Oh, how did I miss you? You were standing right on the edge of that, huh? No problem. Nothing? Really? I admit that I'm kind of surprised. Ah, yes. And we have giant maggots in place of cave spiders and so forth. Now, those are gross, and I know some people are seriously, like, squicked out by that, so... I don't know if I should put a content warning for maggots. Maybe? Oh, and these horrible things. Ugh. Repugnant decay. These are just, like, ooze monsters. Tomb rot. And just another version of the same thing. They have very high physical resistance. You can obviously beat them to death, because you can beat everything to death in this game. That's the kind of game that it is. But they don't make it easy. They are definitely meant to be killed by wizards. Okay, I'm gonna pop back out here before we go too far in. Yeah, right here is the library, so... Or should be. Okay, good. And this loops back around to the gate. Oh, did I forget to pick up that quest? Oh my. How did I miss that? I think that I thought it was in the next city and not this one. Okay, well, we will go back now that we now that we have it. There's no reason not to go back and complete the quest immediately. Okay, here is the library. These neat coffers here with like they're built like little sarcophagi with stone lids that slide off are going to replace a lot of our treasure chests as well. Because we are going to go back in and fully explore this cave before we head into the library. I'll drop our portal stone here. You can see we've got a new map. We will return to Greece eventually, but not today. Oh, and something else I'm going to do.
Roads not taken may now be followed.
So I feel like, after thinking about it, and of course y'all can let me know if you disagree, and, you know, I'll listen to that, but I feel like we've kind of outgrown Trance of Empathy, at least for right now. You can see that Distort Reality is using up a lot of energy. We don't have nearly as much energy as we do health. That's going to be generally true for most of the game, and probably kind of regardless of build, but in the meantime, until something changes, we need increased energy regeneration in order to keep up with how much we're relying on Distort Reality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 points out of Trance of Empathy, which actually costs us 1 active energy drain per second. And that's going to take away our energy or health drain from our attacks and our damage reflection, our Thorns effect. And instead, there we go.
Your choices have been made.
We are going to put those into Trance of Convalescence instead. Trance of Convalescence causes damage absorption and gives us health and energy regeneration, as I've discussed in previous streams. And it also does not drain our energy, which means that on top of giving us energy regeneration, our base regeneration rate will be faster because it's not going to be drained by Trance of Empathy. So there we go, and it jumps straight up to, you know, 2 health regeneration per second, 1.2 energy regeneration per second, and it stays at 100 energy reserved. So that's good. Now, what does reserve mean? This is the first skill that we have used in this game, in this playthrough, that actually does that. You can watch the energy meter over here, and there we go. So what reserving energy does is it caps off some of your maximum energy. So you can see that my normal maximum is still 460 with this character, but it's currently 360 because I have Trance of Convalescence active. As long as it remains active, it's going to permanently reduce our maximum, or semi-permanently. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to make sure you get all of the quest dialogue, so if I don't have it in my inventory, then...
It's not safe here. The city is overrun. We cannot hold out. I must stay here and stand guard, but if only I had my sword.
There we go. So his family sword was stolen.
My sword! You found it! Well, I must thank you, warrior. No. I feel it is my duty to repay your kindness. Don't refuse. Take this.
So there we go, 6,000 experience, and our first Egyptian relic, the essence of the Ujat of Horus. Cool. I'll go ahead and throw this in the caravan since we're already in town anyway. Hope he's over here.
I have some space, just a little.
This is going to give us a completed venom sac, which is awesome. Oh, I grabbed the turtle shell and tried to combine it with our diseased plumage. Smart. Good job, Starfish. So there we go. The Ujat is the eye of Horus. The hawk-headed god of the sky symbolizes protection and power, and if we use it to enchant our armor, it increases our armor value and gives us an additional percentage-based bonus to armor protection. So that's how effective the armor is based on its score.
I'll need another camel.
Alright, we're going to see how much of a difference Trance of Convalescence makes, because, true, we are trading a little bit of our maximum down here, which means that, you know, on the surface of it, it looks like we're not going to be able to use Distort Reality as often, because we're going to be working with less energy overall, but you can see how quickly it is regenerating. So, based on the cooldown rate of Distort Reality, I think that overall we're probably going to be fine. It's magical type enemies. Ugh. I can already tell the difference in our health regeneration as well. And the nice thing is that just like our other trance, that is an aura, so that's going to work on our little nightmare guy as well. What's over here? More of these things. Ugh, I hate them. They just look so gross. And then the way that they have those little feelers or tentacles that pop out and then suck back in, like, ugh. They don't do a whole heck of a lot of damage, but they can just take an enormous amount of punishment. And that's with Psionic Touch adding damage and stuff too, so... Yeah, see, based on this cooldown, look at that. I feel like that's overall already seeming like a bit better economy with our resources. More of these, my goodness gracious. The whole room's full of them. Let's try to focus our damage on the same one that the Nightmare is attacking. We don't get to pick his target, so we'll let him pick our target. There we go. Yeah, that's working pretty well. Silly hyena men. Okay, so from up here, we can see some areas that we're going to be visiting later. We can't get down there yet, but we will return. For now, though, this is dead-ended. We're going to head back and go on into the library. After all, the fate of the world is at stake, and we're on a time limit. I did not even see that Shrine of Mastery. I'll try to carry it into the library with us, and we'll make use of it. I love these statues here. It makes me want to play Pharaoh, like the city building game. Also, I love the design of this library. Ooh.
I thank the gods that you are here. I have done everything I could to keep the beasts from the library, but now these things are everywhere, even in our archives below. These monsters are burning and destroying everything, with no respect for the knowledge our sacred scrolls hold. Please stop them.
We will absolutely stop them, because we cannot have that. Do y'all ever just get really upset? Like sometimes you just remember the Library of Alexandria and you just get real mad. Let's try to prevent that here. I've been calling them hyena men. There are hyena guys, which are kind of like gnolls from Dungeons and Dragons, but these are jackal men. I'll take their word for it, since there is a huge difference between the two animals. Presumably it means that there's a huge difference between the humanoids as well. The anthro versions. They keep dropping stuff that sounds like good loot because I'm sort of programmed by playing this game to hear the jewelry drop sound and just assume that it's going to be something good. And also it's kind of close to the sound effect that the game makes whenever it drops relics and beast charms, so every time I hear it I'm like looking around searching the floor. Ooh. Then I wind up disappointed because it's just a necklace. Ooh, another one bites the dust. That's what you get for breaking into the library. This is your just desserts, as they say. Well, this is Egypt, so I guess everything is just deserts. Oh, that's terrible. Is that even a joke? Is that a thing? Back around this way. I love this level. I just love the way that the library is set up with all of these pigeonholes for the scrolls and stuff. It's really cool. And because of that, you know, sometimes environments in these games, I feel like, oh yes, ghosts. I forgot there were ghosts down here. Maybe drop some spectral matter. But sometimes environments like this in these kinds of games, I think, can become a little impressive or oppressive because they are they're close, you know? You feel trapped, you get a little claustrophobic because when you're outside under the open sky adventuring, that's one thing. But then you're down here in all of these caves, and it becomes something else, especially when it goes on for a long time. Ooh, an experience shrine. But these don't feel like that. Like, this doesn't make me, you know, in a huge hurry to get back outside because I'm losing my mind here underground. Come on. Need more enemies to spawn. Go. Want to make the most use possible out of this experience shrine while we've got the buff. Looks like that's really it, though. Archimedes' mirror. That's good. Oh, here we go. One more for the road. Ooh, nice. A radiant ornamental suit. Check out what that does since our buff is worn off anyway. So yeah, in Chapter 1 of Egypt, here in the early parts of it, you can still get Greek charms dropping. They're sort of interspersed. There's a little bit of an overlap. And so you will start finding the basic Egyptian charms, but you will keep finding Greek stuff as well for a little while. And then as we get away from this beginning part and further into Egypt, it will sort of die off, and we'll stop seeing things like Archimedes' mirror or Heracles' might, and instead it will just be things from Horus and Ptah and Anubis and so forth. Radiant ornamental suit, 48 armor, that is better armor, plus another 18 armor, ooh, plus 10 strength, plus 15 damage to demons, oh my goodness. Ooh. The one we have on, though, that 14% physical damage and 1 health regeneration per second is what I would miss. But we did just invest in Trance of Convalescence, so I can't be too upset about losing that bonus because we replaced it with a spell. Let's see what the difference is. Huh. Well, that's going to prevent a lot more damage overall, but this is giving us elemental resistance, so it's boosting our fire, cold, and lightning resistance as well. That doesn't drop our damage per second very much at all, just a little bit. I hate to lose the elemental resistance, hate to lose the health regeneration, but that's a big jump in armor, 116 to 152. I think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to take it, if only because I have to, at some point, let go of the health regen thing and just be like, I just got to deal with it. Anything good? No? Nothing? Ugh. Ugh, these little things are so gross. And the way that they pop up and then, like, roll up into roly-polies when they die. Just, ugh. Ah, mysterious door. First real boss fight. Scarabaeus the Desert King. Oh, he's gross. And he hits hard, too. Come on. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the rate of our, like, energy regeneration and stuff, though. Because now I feel like I can use Distort Reality every time it's available. I mean, he was not stunned by that at all. Bosses rarely are. Come on, go down. Ooh! I forgot about that. Himsplode. Gross. He has death throws, I guess you would say. Because that explosion you saw did deal quite a significant amount of damage to me. It's entirely possible for that to kill you. Even if you beat him. You might still take a death. Alright, see, I was just talking about Anubis. Anubis's Wrath, our next new charm. This one can enchant weapons, and it causes health drain. See, 2% of attack damage converted to health. So that is super awesome to throw on like a powerful weapon for something like the Warfare Mastery, because that's all about attacking faster, hitting harder. So that means that that scaling bonus really works well. Here we go. Scroll of Invocation. Why there's a beam of light, I don't know. We pick it up. That will open the secret door. Okay. And of course he told us to meet him in Sais. So we're not going back to Rakotis to give this to him just yet. These guys are just as annoying as the carrion birds in Greece. So it's nice to have an AoE that I don't have to aim. You might think that they replaced harpies rather than carrion birds, but actually you will see a little bit later what replaced the harpies instead. Okay, there's where we're supposed to go, which means we're going to continue on around this way. And here we go. Reptilians. They're crocodile men. Because you didn't think that we would come to Nile country and not see crocodile men. Crocodiles of some description, and you know. They actually hit pretty hard. And most of the big ones have got the Storm Mastery. So you'll see like their electricity aura, which is going to add damage to their attacks. One-on-one, they're nothing, but they tend to come in groups. Like this. You can see they hit pretty hard and pretty fast. That's the big thing, is, you know, it's not about damage per attack, it's about damage per second, right? And this is also the area that we could see from the lookout cave that we went through before we came into the library. We will see that cliff here in just a moment when we loop back around. This was the little stretch of water that you might have seen up there in the corner that had these reptilians kind of waiting around in it. And down here are the vultures that we saw. Ah, and here we go. This is what replaced harpies. Sandwings. They look a little more bat-like, a little more fiendish, perhaps. But they are just a reskin of harpies, and they're fire-based rather than storm-based. So instead of ice and cold powers, they have the Earth Mastery. You can see their flame aura. They drop a new charm as well, Hag's Skin. Here we go. Enchants armor and adds pierce resistance and dexterity. I'm not sure if there is an artifact recipe that calls for Hag's Skin. Very probably we're safe to use it if we wanted to, if we were so inclined. No, not yet, actually. That was brought up, but was never actually addressed. Unlike our golem in Might and Magic, which wound up being named Jack, because he's ripped. No, our little nightmare buddy does not yet have a name. Let's see, there's a cave up here. This should dead end. Ooh, yes, a frostbite shrine. Thank you. If I can't have experience, I will take cold. Man, those things just take a lot of killing. See, look at that. She's just beating on it and beating on it. And nothing happens. Just, I hate them. So gross, and you have to look at them the whole time that you're killing them. It's unfair. Get out of here. Hey, a green item. It is a spear, unfortunately. It's a good spear. It's a spear worth keeping, worth hanging on to for another character, perhaps. But our Harbinger is not going to use it. Because you can use a spear and a shield at the same time, which thank goodness they did that, because in so many fantasy games, spears are just like automatically, a two-handed weapon. So I'm glad that they remembered that traditionally the spear has mostly been used along with a shield, and definitely would have been in places like Egypt and Greece. But sadly, you cannot dual-wield spears, even though they are theoretically one-handed weapons, nor can you dual-wield like a spear and an axe, or a spear and a sword. Which, I mean, to me is just a huge oversight. I feel like that is, probably something that should be rectified. We should be able to dual-wield spears. Yeah, this just leads up to some old ruins here. With this guy. Ooh. Hey, no, let me out. Don't do that. Don't do any of those things. We need to kill these guys. Quickly. Because there are too many of them. It's not really his DPS. Nope. Not taking a death. I'm not doing it. I won't. I shan't. Get away. Come back, little nightmare.
Not enough energy.
That's fair. Nope. I said no. Don't do it. There we go. Gets rid of him. Obviously, I need to put many more points in Trance of Convalescence. This is going to be a Shadow Maw situation. I'm just going to kite him around while the Nightmare takes care of him, and occasionally use Distort Reality. Battle Standards is off cooldown. I could probably... Yeah, I could just take him now, but... There. Shoo-wee. Essence of Amun-Ra's Glory. Whew. Was it worth it? You, the viewers, decide. My goodness gracious. At least we brought plenty of healing potions. A majestic chest. More Amun-Ra's Glory. That's 2 for 1. Not bad, actually. Since we didn't die, I consider that to be more than a win. Let's see. Now, Amun-Ra's Glory. Here we go. This is for armor, and it adds health, energy, and percentile values of health and energy on top of the flat amount, which is great, because then, see, look, it jumps up to 40 and 40, 7 and 7, so a completed one of these is an amazing addition to any armor, because that's something that you can pop out of armor you're no longer using and put into the next set, because that scaling bonus is always going to be good, and the higher level you are, the better that that's going to get. Okay, back down here. Oh my goodness. A long walk back. And now we can go on. Whew, That was a couple of close calls, but we've almost leveled up too. Wadjet Canyons. Ah, here we go. A quest.
There's something out there. Something big that prowls at night. They talk of camels missing in the morning and caravans being attacked. Nobody's sure what it is, but they say it lives in a cave somewhere in Wadjet Canyon.
Could it please be like the big crocodile guy that we just killed?
For all I know, the stories about this giant beast may be true, or they may not. But if they are, I'll tell you, the Telkine that passed through here probably riled it up.
No doubt.
You do not want to travel these ways unarmed. From what I hear, monsters are getting into the cities now too. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
The inflection on that delivery was a little odd. And here we have another new enemy, the Dune Raider. They're sort of these weird, what are they called in Star Wars? Just, sand people. They wear masks and hoods and so forth, and they're like these lanky goblin dudes that just run up and hit you. It's their whole pastime. Ah, and this one rides a hyena. And there we go, we can tell that a Telkine did pass through here. It wasn't Megalasios, because we took care of him. So that means that there is another Telkine. But you can see the Titan corruption. Probably not eco-friendly. Their armor looks kind of cool, I think, especially if you're using, like, the Rogue Mastery, but it just doesn't stay good for long. That's really why they need some kind of a glamour system for this game. Oh, that would be so choice. That would be so good. Because then you could take stuff that you like the Ghost armor, which is sort of see-through and has that glowy effect, or like the Raider armor, and you'd be able to plaster it over the appearance of some other better piece of equipment that you like the bonuses on, but aren't really impressed by its appearance. And I think in a game like this too, because of the type of game it is, a treasure hunting game, where you fight hordes of monsters and then take their stuff, that is a worthwhile endeavor. Ooh, give me this before I kill you. Some hag skin. But I feel like the devs put a lot of work into making these unique models for blue items and stuff. Here he is, Ancient Scorpos, the Scorpion Man. Come here. There we go, stun does work on him. But, I feel like the devs put a lot of work into making all of these cool, unique sprites and things for blue items especially. And then you just don't get to see as much of them as really you should, perhaps, because you only wear them for so long and then you grow out of them, and you might pass them on to another character, yes, but you can't simply say, that looks so cool, I want to keep wearing that. Instead, you have to say goodbye to it at some point, put it in the chest. And that's a shame, because there are some really cool things that I would wear long term. Let's double check here. Okay, that took care of that quest and completed it. So, yeah, that means that it's time for a level up. Okay. We are at 20 of 24 to unlock this next tier. I definitely want to do that because that's going to unlock this passive ability, Temporal Flux, that increases our total speed, gives us a chance to simply avoid projectiles, and gives us slow resistance, which is really great because things are going to slow us here and there later, and you've heard me say, if you have joined these streams before, that paralysis and stunning are nasty effects, but slow is worse because it lasts for longer. Let's see, over here in Warfare, we are at 12 of 16, and I do want to put some points in these, but like I don't even have any in Hue yet, so I'm not going to put any in Crosscut right away. That would be the only skill that unlocks. So really, this is the tier that we need to get to with Warfare as well, because that is going to unlock Counterattack for Battle Rage, and more importantly, it's going to add Triumph to Battle Standard, which even one rank of that is going to make a huge difference, because see, 50% stun resistance, physical damage, and physical resistance all down for enemies within the banner's radius, which is great. And it's going to unlock the passive buff for our Warhorn, Doomhorn. It increases the cost, but it causes the stunning effect to deal damage and reduce their armor, which is really great. So, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 point in Trance of Convalescence. I should probably be putting a point in that about every time, or every other time at least. Then I'm going to put 1 point in Dream Mastery. And I'm going to put 1 more point in Dream Mastery. That way when we level up again... Oh, why do I have... Still got 2 points left. Why do I have 5? Oh, the quest reward. Goodness gracious. Okay, well that's even better. Then in that case, I can just do this. That will unlock this right away. Do I want to do that, though, if I got those bonus points? Maybe I want to pile them into Warfare, because I definitely want these 2 buffs. But once we max out Dream, though, that also means that we don't have to put any more points in here. We'll just have access to everything. So, you know, we'll have Dream Image, which is great. We can think about Trance of Wrath. We can upgrade Mastermind for our Nightmare if we choose to do so. Probably not. We can get Psionic Beam. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave that, because what I want to do is I want to max these masteries out, and then all future points can just be spread about amongst abilities. So that's what we'll do. And then here, we're going to pump those into Intelligence, and then also into Dexterity. Okay, I think that makes us ready to go on. There's the bridge that we need to cross. There's only a little bit of this area left, so we'll clean it up. Ooh, this was a bad time for y'all to come over here. I just picked up that Shrine of Mastery. You want to run up on me then? Goodbye. Ooh, hey, a hardy necklace. What do we have on? Oh, we have a hardy necklace on. This is just a straight upgrade. It's exactly the same except 1 additional percentage of strength. That is awesome. I love when you find stuff like that, where it's just exactly what you're already using but better, because then you have no qualms about equipping it. There's no question about whether you're going to put it on. It's an easy decision. Don't have to linger over it. And also, presumably, you're already using the equipment that you have on for some reason. You have made that decision because it offered you some benefit that you decided was useful or necessary. So that means that if I can just have more of that, please, then why would I not? Having your cake and eating it as well. As this is just kind of a little transition area. You can see the next rebirth fountain down there. Ah, some green. And then we are on the Nile floodplain. Say, I love, love, love that they remember that Egypt is not just a desert. This loops around so it doesn't matter which way we go. We'll come back and do the other path as well. Come on. Ooh, no! I allowed that to happen. That was dumb and bad. Because I popped Warhorn right after I blew Distort Reality, and there was no reason for me to do that because they were already stunned. So I could not stun them a second time. I just straight up bit off more than I could chew. That's embarrassing. Well, at least now they're all heavily wounded. Oh. Great. Well, there have been less embarrassing deaths, but there have been more embarrassing deaths as well. Come on, go down. There we go. We'll grab this battle marker here, and then we can just follow the wall all the way around the corner. Man, that makes such a huge difference. Ah, if we could just have that on all the time, right? Oh. Well, ask and you shall receive. Keep your fireballs to yourself. There's a cave up here. We can grab that other battle marker and use it to clean that out. Okay, that's where we're actually supposed to go. So, of course, we will stay away from there. That is... There's still some middle part left. We'll grab that in a moment. First... more hag skin. Man, at this rate, we might have a completed beast charm pretty soon. Ugh. I know that it's probably just a, cultural context because you know what the meaning of the word is and you know what it goes with and what it represents, but just even the word maggot just sounds kind of gross. All of my science has left me. Like, I know that there's actually a term for that, for words that sound like what they mean or sound like what they represent. Words like moist, which really bothers some people, and there's a psychological reason for it, but I feel like maggot is kind of one of those. It's just a creepy crawly word. Jackalman. Ooh. A hero monster. Akiki the Black, Jackalman hero. There we go. Try and chase him back. See, he moves around so much it's hard to use battle standard on him. Stand still. There. You didn't even drop anything, you scum. What a raw deal. Ooh, another Amun-Ra. Awesome. See, what was I just talking about? There we go. See, check that out. Plus 60 health and energy, another plus 90 energy from the completed relic bonus, which is great, and then 10% to health and energy both, if we pop that in our armor. And you know what? This is good armor. We're probably going to be using it for a while. I'm going to go ahead and do that because if necessary, like if we were to need this for a recipe for an artifact, we could always get it back out of the armor, even if that destroys the armor. Because by the time that we need this out of it, there really is not any reason to worry about the armor because we'll probably have found something better. Not to mention that plus 90 energy almost entirely makes up for the reserved amount from using Trance of Convalescence. So I'll just right-click and insert this, and it does give you a dummy button, you know, are you sure? Because once they are paired, you have to destroy one or the other to get the opposite one back. So there we go. There's my little plus symbol. And you can see, dang, see? So it's plus 150 energy and then an additional 10% energy on top of that. Love it. That's a good decision. Good use of resources. Yeah, that feels good. There's nothing worthwhile in that chest, man. Well, that's alright, because that one piece of Amun-Ra's glory was totally worth coming in here, even if that was the only treasure. Which I like. I appreciate that something that small is worth basically a side quest level diversion. I think that that's cool. Makes me think of like, you know, like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, where everything is calculated with the assumption that you're never going to see a magic item. And so then anything, whether it's a healing potion or a +1 weapon or what have you, is a big help. It's a game changer. Makes a big difference. And it means that treasure is actually loot. Or loot is actually treasure, I guess I should say. Instead of, you know, like the Pathfinder version of +1 weapons are just bearer's bonds. There's something you're going to liquidate so that you can buy something better because you find so many of them. And so these relics, they really are worth it. Another battle marker. I just love that. Get out of here, giant crocodile man. Oh yeah, right here is definitely where we need that. This last big cluster of reptilians, so now I can actually wade in here, and with this battle marker, thankfully, even with all of their precious auras. Haha. That worked out much better than last time. Thank you, battle marker. Always sad to see you go, but I love whenever you arrive. Okay, here we go. Thorns. You know what? If they're going to hit us this hard... See, these overseers are honestly the most dangerous reptilians because look how fast he's going. You know, they have a storm power that causes them to move quicker. They basically have a haste ability. So even though these hulking centurions hit harder, the overseers hit faster, and they make everyone else hit faster as well, and speed is deadly. It's like the secret of Kung Fu, you know? Speed over power every time. There we go. Oop. Almost didn't pick it up. Now we're getting to the point where some enemies are dropping over 1,000 gold, like in one shot. See, there we go. $784 gold, that's great. Stuff is going to get more expensive as we get further into the game, but you've already seen, if you've been following the series, that we don't buy a lot from shops, because as with any Diablo clone, most of the time, if you just keep pressing onwards, then you're going to find a monster drop or a dungeon drop or what have you that is better than whatever you can pick up in a shop. Okay, well, we seem to have found another Nathifa the Unblemished. Natifa, maybe? I like that. That's a pretty name. Too pretty for you. You didn't drop any hag skin, but one of your buddies did. Gosh, there's so many of them everywhere. We're coming up on our next portal location. There's going to be a village up here with some shops and things. Where I can maybe spend some of that money that we keep picking up. Potions and so forth are really the big dealio. Sometimes accessories, of course, just because if they haven't been dropping, then... Here we go, Sayus. This is where we're meant to meet Imhotep. All right, man, I love these battle markers. Oh, oh, yes, good. Oh, it wore off. No problem. It's a freebie, so I can't complain that it's temporary. And they're attacking the town guards. And here we are in Sayus. Let's go ahead and we'll grab this quest.
It's been hard on us. These monsters have made things hard. We don't have walls. We don't have city guards. And now, crocodiles that walk like men attack us nightly.
Well, we'll have to go and thin their ranks. We've already been doing that.
Have you heard? A fierce breed of monsters has begun attacking our farms. It's true. I was unloading baskets of papyrus from my boat when I saw them. They crept out from the marsh along the river, then attacked our village.
It's the same quest. Okay, we'll grab that. The shops and things are up here, as is the portal.
What brings a foreigner such as you to this place along the Nile? Might that thing be sold here?
Trying to decide. I want to hoard everything for another character. It's so good. See, like this, +1 energy regeneration per second, 9% of attack damage converted to health, life leech. Man, I might keep that. The spear Lightning damage, electrical burn, lightning damage again. See, it's also good. This armor is level 15 armor, but I mean, you know, we're level 20 and we were wearing it up until level 19. Well, all we have is good stuff that I kind of want to keep, so I'll hang on to it. And you can see, too, that when we completed Chapter 1 back in Greece, we did get another backpack upgrade, which is awesome. So we can carry a few more things. Don't have to be quite as frugal with our space, which is always nice. More backpacks means fewer trips back to town or back to shops. And that's what I want to do for y'all, because I know that it's not super interesting to watch me play inventory Tetris. That's not interesting when any Let's Player does it, in my experience. Let's see. Some more with the quest aura. Must be even more. Here we go. There are a few. Wow, that big one went down a lot faster. There's still a few more. There we go, that was the last one. Relatively easy quest, don't even have to leave the village, hardly. Just down this side avenue. We'll go back and let them know that we've taken care of it, and they can live in peace instead of in fear. Let's see. To whom must we speak? Also, how do we bypass you? There we go. Well, I'm glad I came back this way then. Ah, here we go. This is the one.
You are the one who saved us from the reptilians. To us, you are the greatest hero. We do not have much, but please, accept this thanks.
Here we go. 8,000 experience and a rigid carapace. That's awesome. A lot of these quests, when they give you a charm like that, it's randomized what kind of charm they're going to give you, and you know, of course, in some cases, it may be literally any charm. In other cases, at least it's narrowed down to a category where it's like either a beast charm or a relic shard, one of the two. And then it may be random within that category which one it's going to be, other than just one appropriate for the chapter. So, of course, if you're in Greece, it's going to give you a Greek relic shard, not an Egyptian one. But that just means that us getting a rigid carapace is really lucky, because those only drop from beetles and similar creatures, and they do not have a very high drop rate in my experience. Those are one of the ones that sometimes you have to farm for. Come back here. Stop walking away. And so to get a free one is really great, because I know for a fact that there are artifact formulae that will require that at some point, and we may never find it. It may not drop in this game, but they do exist, and farming for them is... Uh-oh, what's happened here? Oh no! Farming for them is a pain. Look at this. Ooh. Ooh. If I were Ptah, I would be very upset. Of course, the gods are cut off from us right now, so he may not know yet.
Hail, good hero! Imhotep asked us to watch for you. Just yesterday, this temple stood whole and complete. And now, look, it has been ransacked by Telkine. We did all we could to stop him, but we were powerless against the ancient sorcerer.
I do not know what he wanted. There are many mysteries which the Order of Prometheus guards. Mysteries from before the war of the gods and titans. Imhotep fled when the Telkine came, escaping with some of the temple's most sacred texts. He left me with a message for you. He has gone to Memphis and waits for you there. Follow the Nile, and you will come to the great city.
Alright, so our meeting has been a little postponed. So this other Telkine means just as much mischief or malice as the first one. But also seems a little more focused. I don't want to say smarter, that's not fair. But like the other one was just kind of wreaking generalized havoc until it got to the conduit. Whereas this Telkine has got a mission and is attacking the Order of Prometheus. Since they're supposed to be a secret order, it's not great that the Telkines, who have long been imprisoned, know who they are and what they guard. That is less than optimal. Yeah, you can see the Titan corruption there. I don't know if that's what that's actually called, the black crystals and stuff, but that's what I call it because it always indicates that, like, a Telkine was here. Oh, here we go. You knew there's going to be tombs in Egypt. Oh, and mummies as well. There's our first mummy. The desiccated dead, they're called. I kind of like how when they die, like, their bandages just sort of disintegrate. It's a neat effect. They kind of replace zombies for Egypt. You can see that they're built on the same model, like they're using a different texture, but they're similar in shape. And they are tougher than skeletons and slower. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that they're quite as tough as zombies. They go down a little bit easier. But they are the zombie equivalent for this area, this part of the game. Boom. I love these statues and stuff too. Like, I've said this before, and I will probably say it again, but I feel as though, like, one of the things that attracts me to this game and makes me love it is that someone on the development team had a love for the countries and the cultures that they were depicting here. And you can see that in how well researched and accurate they tried to make certain parts of the game. Now, of course, did they still make mistakes? Sure. Absolutely. Nothing is perfect. And this game is not perfect either. But they did a good job, I think, for developers who, as far as I know, are not native Greeks, are not native Egyptians, are not native to one of China's many cultures, or anywhere else, or to a Nordic culture. Oh, how did that happen? I just died all in one big old shot. I have no idea. Well, it's a good thing we weren't too far back. My goodness gracious. I didn't drop a portal stone because I wasn't expecting that to happen. Wow, sorry. Dang. Okay. Anyway, So yeah, I think that they did a laudable job of depicting these cultures. Like the Egyptian architecture, the statues and stuff like that. I think that that's great. And when you listen to the storytellers, I think that it's clear there as well. Come on out, little guy. So I guess I should say that, as an outside observer of these cultures as well, and of their legends, and their lore, that I appreciate the effort that seems to have gone into Titan Quest to respect, all of these elements as much as a game like this can respect them. Because of course, after all, we are slotting the essence of Ra into our armor and there. I still don't know what killed me. Did I just have really low hit points and not notice and then got a critical hit from that blade trap? I don't know. Oh well. Ooh, a hero monster. Huang Fei the Unclean. What is a presumably Chinese zombie doing here? I wonder. I got energy drain or something. There we go. Because my energy was going down, rapidly down instead of up. See, we're looting sarcophagi. So, of course, there's only so much respect that could possibly be involved in that. Or those blade traps. I'm kind of shy now, trap shy. Waiting for them to explode and kill me or something. Money? Cash? No. You also notice the difference between the desiccated dead and the embalmed dead is that the desiccated dead are just, it's over when you kill them. The embalmed dead tend to have two stages where you effectively punch the bandages off of them, or the wrappings, and then there is something terrible underneath. You might have noticed a moment ago when I fought one of those flaming skeletons, that's what it was. So you unwrap them, and inside is a nasty surprise. Okay, we are good here. This is going to loop, so I'll just go ahead and go this way. Good, back to Jackalmen. I feel safe with those. There's actually a passive ability in the Rogue Mastery that causes you to deal more damage to traps and constructs, which is great because, of course, they have very high physical defense. So I appreciate that. And now I'm kind of wishing we had it. Phew-wee. There we go. Everything on this side. You can see here where it comes back together, which I appreciate. Ooh. Ooh. Let's take this and do some damage real quick. Here, I can see you rather than go hunting for other enemies. I might as well just take you out. That's a dead end. Oh, one of these. Okay, I'll take the battle marker up here then. These dark obelisks, you can see, are monster generators. That's the first time that we've really run into one of those. They're kind of neat. They cause an infinite number of monsters to spawn over time. You actually can use them a little bit to like farm for XP. They're not great for farming drops, I think, because the creatures that they create are ghosts of a type. I can't remember how much success I've really had in farming them for something along the lines of like spectral matter. I think I have tried that and had mixed results. You can see they go down pretty hard. Like, they take quite a bit of killing. So you have to, it's a resource management game. But when you destroy the obelisk, all of its currently spawned adds go down at once. I'm not going to stand here and farm that at this time while y'all are watching. Into another tomb. Tomb to doom, tomb, 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 tomb. We've got enough monsters to kill without me standing in one place and doing it. Oh, and hello to you. I just saw your comment. I was concentrating on monsters. Anything good? Cash, cash, cash. Potions. That is absolutely fine. Ooh, more ghosts. Please drop some spectral matter. There's so many of you. Ooh, a blue staff. Those are so rare. I gotta grab it. Grab it. I don't know that I've ever picked that one up. That wasn't familiar. The Oketos staff? Oketos? What's that? Ooh. Cold damage, very slow. Bonus cold damage, life leech, pierce resistance, energy regeneration, more energy regeneration, defensive ability, and +2 to life drain. Nice. So that is tailor-made for someone with the spirit mastery. I love that. Ooh, and I love that too. Hey. Cool. Well, let's go ahead then. And I'm going to do what I said I would do last time, which is I'm going to put 1 point into Temporal Flux. Definitely. I'm going to go ahead and put another point into Trance of Convalescence. And then I'm going to put a point in our Warfare Mastery because I piled all of those bonus points and everything from last time into Dream. So Warfare really needs to catch up. There we go. There's going to be a very slight increase in our speed. Probably not noticeable at just 2%, you know. But as we put more points into the skill, it will become noticeable. Oh yes, spectral matter. It's the only matter that matters is spectral matter. There. Oh, and this is like, see, this is a palette swap on the hyenas. Tomb Guardians. Hounds of Anubis. They're basically like embalmed versions of the hyenas, where they're like a, you know, wrappings over a skeleton. Kind of neat, actually. Makes me think of witherlings in Dungeons and Dragons, in like the sort of mummified gnolls. can kind of get a better look at them. Majestic chest. We love those. More ghosts. Alright, a bunch more ghosts. Nice. Maybe another one will drop spectral matter then, I hope. No. Okay, well. Hope is a cardinal virtue even when it's misplaced. Yeah, I think that's what happened, because the blade traps sometimes can really hit hard. I think when I died a moment ago, that's what happened, is I had low health and got a critical hit from that blade trap. And we just picked up a blue shield, which is awesome. The Shield of the Royal Guard is one that I am familiar with. Oh, see, there we go. There's the Embalmed Dead. Look at that. You punch the wrappings off of them, and they go into their second, more powerful form. Okay. And we're not using shields, of course, but you can see here. It's a pretty solid shield and well below our level, which is great, because then that means that another character can use it. Additional armor protection, pierce resistance, Buku dexterity, health, defensive ability, and +2 to ancestral horn, which is really awesome. So it pairs very well with the defense mastery. Save that for a character that uses it, maybe. It's one little... Well, the Nightmare took care of him by himself. One random little maggot that we didn't get. Okay. On we go along with the main quest. Down. Down, boy. More Titan corruption. We'll loop back around to that momentarily. Ooh, big old boy. There we go. Nice. We're making really good headway. Some parts of Egypt, as with some parts of Greece, you know, when you're just out in the open, and you're wandering through the wilderness for an unknown amount of time until you reach the next portal, can feel like a little bit of a slog, but I think that, like, I'm really happy with this pacing. We're covering a lot of good ground. Come back here. Where did you even... Oh my gosh. What are you doing back there? Wait a second. Oh, that's right. I almost missed him. Almost forgot.
That was a
Or
bit
her.
close. Thanks for getting me out of that scrape.
Yeah, that's why this little area is back here. This is actually a side quest. Bunch of experience points, and more importantly, a green item. This is, let's see. Ooh. Okay, so +10 armor. Pierce resistance, stun resistance, very nice. +10% intelligence, and +11% energy. Ooh. Now since we have 2 hardy rings, which are giving us a percentile bonus to both strength and to health, that may be worth trading out, because it's going to give us a big boost to intelligence, which of course is something that we need, and another boost to energy. Let's see what the difference is. Okay, that cost us 20 strength and about 100 health, but it gives us almost 100 energy. Plus all the other bonuses. This one just increases strength and health. This one is also giving us armor, piercing resistance, and +54% stun resistance, which is great. I think I'm actually going to keep that. This is really good. I'm going to keep that and then give that another necklace to the caravan. Yeah, I'm happy with that. More birds. And more cash. Not upset about that. Quick distort reality. Get out of here with that. Memphis outskirts. Alright, we are getting there. Come a long way, baby. Walking in Memphis. Well, not yet. You know, everyone on Earth has covered that song, and that's the only line of it that I know. Walking in Memphis. Walking with something, something, something. Words, words, words. Do I really feel the way I feel? You, the viewer, can decide. This is like... I was gonna say this looks like somebody's like grain cellar, but I guess it is a tomb because it's full of ghosts. Ooh, vile ichor. Not as good as spectral matter, but I'll take it. We will need that eventually too. That is a new beast charm, which of course drops from horrible monsters like the giant maggots. And it's similar to a venom sac, in that it has to deal with poison. Ooh, ooh, nasty. Big ol' worms. Ugh. Ooh. Ew. Dislike. Let's see. This cold damage, ironically, does work on ghosts. More spectral matter. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Folks, I think that might make 5. I won't swear to that until we get back to the caravan, but I think that that might make 5. More Amun-Ra's glory, also. Awesome. Really good. That's great because that means that I feel even better about using the one that we currently have equipped. Oh, oh! There is a mini-boss down here, I think. Yes, this dark spirit conduit. And it's energy draining us again. Okay, let's kill some more of these small fry, so that we can concentrate on that. If it wants to keep producing ghosts, I am more than happy to let it. Because these things, unlike the Phasma, where, as I said, I'm not really sure, these will absolutely drop spectral matter. And so...
This cannot be opened.
Oh yeah, we have to defeat the boss. And that energy burn is nasty. Is there anything else? No, that is it. Whoa. Dang. Man alive. Almost got it, though. There we go. Dang. Phew, and it spawns a royal coffer there, too. It counts as a hero monster. You don't fight too many furniture items that count as hero monsters. Oh, just gold? Okay. Well, we got plenty of spectral matter, so... Well, relative to how often it drops, I'll say plenty. So I shan't be upset. Go, this is about it. Man, those guys hit hard. The fallen mages, shoo. I love how when you kill them, though, they still ragdoll like everything else. That's hilarious to me. I mean, they're incorporeal, right? So why is it that when you kill them with a sword that they flop all over the ground and will like fall down into holes and things? Questions that may never be answered. Ugh. Anything? No. Oh, we did leave some money over there in the boss chamber, though, somehow it looks like. Must not have rendered right away. We'll pick it up on the way by. Gotta go, gotta go. Gotta go around. Here we go. Money. It's a hit. Share it fairly, but don't take a slice of my pie. With all due apologies to Roger Waters. There we go. Ooh. Lupine Claw, another new beast charm. Those come off of wolves and things. Let me see if I can remember this one without looking. I think that it adds bleeding damage to weapons. Piercing damage. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Nice. I like the way that backpack looks. Folks, I like the cut of our jib. And this combination y'all picked out is definitely working. Let nobody say otherwise. Might have taken a couple of deaths, but that is my own fault, not a fault of the Dream and Warfare combination. Which you can tell is definitely working out. Now, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube after I upload it, then I have a link in the video description which shows you where you can get the game. I do highly recommend picking it up so that you can try all of the different mastery combinations yourself, because that is really what adds to the replayability of this game, in the same way that if you're a fan of something like Diablo, the reason that you go back and forth through the game multiple times is, yes, it's partly kind of a roguelike, and the levels are randomized in a way that this one isn't. But that's not why you play. You play because playing a sorceress is different from playing a druid, is different from playing a barbarian, and so forth. Necromancer and paladin are going to result in very different games. And that's why you go back to it over and over. And so it's the same thing here, except you're creating your own class. To me, that actually makes it more fun overall. And as many times as I've played this game, and with as many people as I have played it, there are still combinations that I have yet to try out. And tell you what, playing it with y'all is giving me the urge to kind of play it on my own too. Maybe try out a few of those untested combinations. And what stops me from doing so is actually that you've seen some of the really great drops that we've gotten here, and I will absolutely pass those on to other characters in the future. But I don't want to be tempted to start up a single-player game and find something really, really cool, you know, some powerful item that is just perfect for a warfare and dream combo, and then put it in the caravan transfer for our Harbinger here when you know, y'all didn't get to see the drop, you didn't get to be excited with me for it. It just feels a little unfair, so. Basically, I don't want to be using my single-player game in my off time to farm for, you know, things that will improve this character, when the whole point is to play it the way that we are. Okay, we will come back to you in just a second. I'm going to go over here first. Oop. Don't want to miss that. There we go. Specific Pixel and I picked this up on the Switch as well and have been playing it there, and it is very different. It's very different using the Joy-Cons to play it, and the controls can be a little clunky. I don't doubt that if you go asking about it, you will find some probably heavily negative reviews of the interface, but I don't want that to scare you off. If you have a Switch and don't have a PC, I still recommend picking it up. It just takes a little getting used to, but it's still a great game.
Good warrior. We are the poor whom all disdain. Others have walls and guards to shield them from the monsters, but our mud huts are overrun. We have nothing.
That's not true. You have me. Everything's alright now. Why? Because I am here. Haha. These little monsters that get down in the shadow like that, those were the things that Shadow Maw was summoning, right? Remember? That were too high level for us at the time. Ajgar, Hakor, Shadow Stalker, Hero. Well, Shadow Maw thankfully didn't summon that. At least we made fairly quick work of him. There, we'll stun a few of these and kill them that way. These are sort of the replacement for like the Eurinomus. You can see that they use the same model if you look closely when they pop up out of the darkness there. They just are overall more powerful and much better because Eurinoma are Eurinomuses are not quite so strong and also just don't have the cool like teleporting power.
Brave warrior, you have returned homes to the homeless. You have helped the lowest of the low, whom the priests will not even acknowledge. Please, have this. Take it as our thanks.
No, you don't have to give me anything. But I'll take it. Let's see. Tainted Ring of Endowment. Poison damage and defensive ability. That's pretty good. We also found another green ring. Here we go. The Accursed Ring. Plus 15% vitality damage and 20% energy drain, 30% of which is damage. That's pretty good too. Both of those are. I might make a Necromancer character and pass that along to the same person who gets the staff, honestly. Because I already have part of the Necromancer's habiliment, you'll remember if you watched previous streams. And if you didn't, what are you doing? Go watch those. They're on YouTube. should give me a like and a follow over there, as on here, if you are having a good enough time to stick around. I always appreciate that, and it means a lot to me. So I've played these games before, and the reason that I choose to play them again in this fashion is they're new all over again for me, and very special in a unique way when I get to play them with y'all. It really is different. I want to share what I love about them, and I hope that you will come to appreciate and enjoy them the way that I do. Pick the games up for yourselves and play them. Here we go. Awesome. Now we're walking in Memphis. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, here's our shops. There's a couple quests around. Let me grab this portal first, lady. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about that. We'll grab her quest.
Pardon me. Have you seen a man by the name of Unas? He is my brother. He has vanished, and I fear the worst.
We'll find him, don't worry.
I am afraid Unas has gone on a foolish, dangerous errand. According to family legend, somewhere in Giza, a mystical guardian sleeps in a tomb. I fear he has got it into his head to try and find this creature.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that that's Fayon's voice actress. Don't quote me on that, but I believe. Here's the man of the hour.
I am relieved to see you. Things have not gone well. We were horribly unprepared to battle a powerful Telkine. No one has seen one since the war between the Titans and the gods. But now they seem to be everywhere.
It's an infestation.
More important than ever that we proceed with the invocation ceremony. Only the gods can protect us. Thank you for retrieving the scroll of invocation. And now, let me see. To complete the ritual of invocation, we must first collect the Eye of Chaos and the Hand of Balance. The Eye is rumored to be somewhere beyond the Fayum Oasis. I believe the Hand of Balance is in Giza. Recover these artifacts and bring them to me. Only then can we summon the gods. But be on your guard. In these times, peril lurks at every turn.
All right. Making good progress. Ooh.
I am Zazamak, the High Priest of Memphis, second in power to Pharaoh himself. The truth is, times are difficult. You see, what with the monsters and Pharaoh in hiding, many are beginning to doubt the priest's power.
Okay, well, that seems legitimate. Also, he is one of the few voice performances that is, we might categorize fairly as obnoxious.
If our authority is not respected, there is no order. If there's no order, people will panic. There will be chaos, and the monsters will take the city.
Fair enough.
Everything ruined. We have magic, but not enough to stop the monsters. Without authority, Memphis is lost. Egypt is lost.
Okay.
Some troublemakers have started demanding that we show the power they believe we have. If you care to help, there is a staff of legendary power. I would pay dearly for it. With it, we could preserve order in Memphis. We could lead. We'd have a chance. See?
I don't know why you couldn't tell me all of that in one voice clip. No problem, though. I mean, be real. You ought to come up with a diplomatic way to do this rather than relying on a magic staff, but... Also, I love this. Like, the water in the middle, and random NPCs will just walk across it for no reason. It's fine. Okay, so, next time, we will be heading out to either the Fayum Oasis or Giza. And this is our first kind of branching choice in the game. It doesn't make a difference. We will go to both of them. but we can pick whichever we want first. So you let me know in the comments, or tweet at me, hit me up on Facebook or Pillowfort or wherever. And if you have a preference for either Giza or for Fayum, then tell me, and we'll go do that one next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York and Miami time here in the U.S. And I'll see you then. So thanks for joining me. I'm glad that you could be here. I'm going to do a little inventory management, move some things around in the caravan and stuff. And until next week, as always, thanks for playing.